Hello there. Hi, y'all. So I had to come on to say hello to all my new and old subscribers. Hi, guys. I mean, you guys have been really subscribing. Thank you. Thank you for that. Uh, so, so actually, I wanted to come on as well to talk about, for a few days, I've been thinking about some stuff that I'm going to be talking about at a conference this weekend. All right. So, many of you know that I work in the cybersecurity field, okay? So this weekend, I'm gonna be talking about mental models in cybersecurity. Now, the way that I see now permeates everything, like, and there's nothing I can do about it, okay? There's nothing I can do. It's just the way it is, and it's not even like I'm trying, it's just, just a way of seeing. So related to that, right? So when I first started speaking about my book, speaking about Fire and God and Tales from Eternity, and some of the other stuff that I write and that I wrote, people would ask about what happened, like what did you do, what caused it, all that, and I don't know, like I couldn't give an answer because I don't know. I could tell you like what I was doing, what I said, and all that. But other than that, I really don't know. I have no idea. So about 2 weeks ago, something happened again. Something happened again. And that again it terrified me, for a split second. I'm getting better. Okay. I'm getting used to it, I guess, and where I saw something different, okay, and saw and felt something different. And so what I thought was before, when I was uber religious, we talk a lot about faith, having, and mostly, when we talk about it, it's about wanting something we don't have, you know. So you don't have it, you don't know how you're going to get it, you got to have faith. Okay. But that it's just have to wait, be patient, and have faith. That was the mantra, right? And so I don't see that anymore. I don't see the faith thing anymore. What I see now is willingness. Okay. And so I'm thinking back to when people asked me, well, what did you do? What were you doing? And I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. What I can say is I had because I was so tired, and just so exhausted and broken and just through, like just done, I was just done. There were no expectations. Okay, none. Up until that point, I had expectations. Like I knew what I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to have, how things should have been. It was like a puzzle. Okay, I knew the pieces weren't where they needed to be. Some pieces were missing, but I at least knew what the outline looked like. Okay, I had, how you got the picture on the box. I knew what the picture on the box looked like. Okay, so that assured me, okay, there's the puzzle piece might not be here, but it's somewhere. It's somewhere. Okay, and that's the way it was. So I had, because I had the whole picture, because I knew. Okay, I had the picture. I had faith that these other pieces would come together from somewhere, somehow, don't know, whatever. So there were absolutely 100% expectations until I got tagged, child. That moment, what I can say is I just, you know what, fuck it. Just dropped throw the whole box away. Okay, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I just don't, you know. And I mean however, like the split nanosecond of me being like, you know what, no expectations. Yeah. You know. Uh, that I feel like that's where the willingness slid in. Okay, I went from faith to willing. You know, and it's like it's where you have faith in something. You know, so you got to know what the end is. Okay, in and you fill in the blank, but the end is there. Okay, when I was dealing with faith. Willingness, there is no end. There's just willingness to like whatever. I don't even know. Maybe nothing. I don't know. But just, you know, the lack of hesitation to just, okay, willing. Now that requires a lot of vulnerability. That requires a lot of being open. Okay. Which can be scary. And in that moment, I was terrified. Okay. Terrified. I didn't care. Okay, I did not care. Terrified, but whatever. I don't care. Okay, that's not gonna, you know, make me start running back to, you know, whatever the hell I was doing before. So I think if I get that question again, I'll have more of an idea of what was going on, like what happened, what's happening, you know, and it kind of becomes automatic because it takes work to not be willing. It does. It takes work to be unwilling, and it gets heavy. It does. It gets it. At least it got heavy for me. Oh, let me tell y'all something very very interesting. So I have a friend and colleague at work, right? And I when I was in learning and development some years ago, I took hypnosis training, right? Because I wanted to learn more about the mind and, you know, how all that stuff works and all that. Now, before I took the training, I was like, I'm not sitting down here, you know, to get stuff blown up my arse about some shit that ain't true. So I was like, let me sit down and get hypnotized and see what the hell this is all about before I pay $2,500 for this class. All right. So I went to right up there, very, very, like, I don't know, 15 minutes away. I went to this clinic, the guy who gave the training. I said, I just want to try it out before I pay for anything, okay, to see what's up. So I sat in a chair, and he, you know the way it started. He tells me what do I think hypnosis is, what it actually is, and what he's going to do, and what I'm going to feel, and I'm always in control. You know, the whole thing. For those of you who know about hypnotherapy. So I'm in a chair. You know, closing my eyes feels so fake. But he was like, you know, close them, leave them open, whatever you want to do. Well, you know, it's up to you. Uh, Ended up closing my eyes. Okay. And he went through this very simple exercise where I was just going to count from 100 to 1. Okay. And he's just talking and saying, okay, when you lose the numbers, he was saying, you know, at some point you're gonna, you know, get to a place where you lose the numbers. There just won't be any numbers there anymore. And, you know, let me know when you get to that place. And when you get to that place, we'll move on to the next step. I'm like, lose the numbers? Like, what the hell? What you talking about lose the numbers? So I'm like, okay, 100, 99, 98, you know, skeptical as all get out, okay? Because I know how to count, okay? I'm not a mathematician, but I can count backwards from 100, okay? So I'm counting. I get like to, I don't know, like 85. And I'm like, damn, what the hell is next? I swear to God. I did not know what the heck. There was nothing there. There was, I couldn't, there was nothing there. And I'm quite, so, because I was counting out loud, and he's like, did you lose? He's like, lift your finger if you lost the number. And I lifted my finger and we went on to do, I was amazed and I was convinced. Okay, I was amazed and convinced. I was like, okay, I can take this training. So, but the wonderful thing I like about hypnosis and all the learning and the practice and all that is that he was very clear that I'm not doing like me as the practitioner. I ain't doing nothing. Like you lost the numbers. I didn't reach into your head and just remove 85 to 1. Okay. It was like so he was very clear that you are all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, is something that he said throughout the whole thing. All of it. Who else gonna do it? This is life without a witness. Who else gonna do it? Okay, if it ain't true, right? So yeah, so that was very interesting. And I loved that class. I'm telling you, that was one of the most, I was so sad when it ended. I'm telling you. So because the way that I learn things is I don't just go to class and, when the class is over, I put the book down to the next class. No, 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 no. Especially with this, okay? This hypnosis training was so interesting. I'm telling you. And now I'm a cybersecurity professional. Okay. I don't do hypnotherapy, for a living, even though, if a friend or something asks me to do it, I'll do it. It's not a big deal. And I like doing it. It's just not my, profession, because I did it so that I could get more understanding and learning about the learning process, because that was the whole reason for it, for taking the training in the first place. And I did, and it's really informed the way that I design courses and stuff. And the way that I see learning too, like what the hell is it? What does it mean to learn something? So I have another channel. It's called, what is it called? Everyone Deserves an Epiphany is what it's called. Ypifany. That's how I spell epiphany. Everyone Deserves an Epiphany. And on there, I talk about, that's my learning channel. I talk about everything regarding learning. So what I found from various things, right? But especially from having this perspective now, okay? I now define learning, teaching, and empathy the exact same way. I see them all as the same thing. Learning, teaching, and empathy are the same thing. And it's very, very simple. And I use this when I create curricula. Okay, I don't care what the hell the curricula is for. If it's for fixing your toilet to, something more spiritual, if you will, right? But the definition is simply sharing perspective and experience. That's what all three of them are. Sharing perspective and experience. But the thing about sharing, okay, which is another thing I found, I love it. I love it. I really do. Is when you really share, there's no loss or gain in true, real sharing. No loss, no gain in sharing. Okay. Which was weird to me. Like when I'm like, how the hell does that happen? Because normally, if I got a cookie and I share it with you, I have less of a cookie, don't I? You're like, what? Yeah, that's the only kind of sharing, that I know about. But this sharing is not about being elevated or diminished, at all. But at the same time, it's something. Something is. I don't know how can you be more without gaining? Or how can you, not even more, how can you be different without gaining or losing something? You know, that's kind of something's going on there. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's something, something's like that. Okay, it's something like that. But that's my definition for all three. Okay, so if you are in a classroom or you are in a having a learning experience, all right, with more people or another person, whatever, sharing has to be happening if learning is happening. Okay, if you just sitting there, you know, and the instructor or the teacher or whatever is just stuffing information, and he or she or they are not learning anything, okay, or not receiving anything from it, ain't no learning happening there. You might be hearing some stuff, okay, you might be memorizing some things, you may even pass the exam, but ain't no learning happened, okay, because there has to be sharing of perspective and experience in order for learning to occur. You know, and one of the things that I saw and really had to get over myself was the relationship between the teacher and the student. All right. Now, this was a discussion that I had like way back, you know, when I used to talk a lot about non-duality and stuff on Facebook. But now, like here today in classrooms with instructors, you know, what I talk about is, listen, first of all, you're not doing anything, okay? We, as instructors, we are teachers, we want to pat ourselves on the back that it's because of us that this child learned how to multiply, okay? Or that, you know, my students passed the test and stuff. And, you know, the students, they give accolades and say, you know, it's because of my teacher that I was able to do whatever I'm doing, you know, fine, whatever, okay. But listen, it's not, you didn't do nothing, teacher, okay? Because this is how it is, right? If you have you know, if you've had a child or a little brother or sister or something like that, and they're learning how to walk, okay? When they first stand up, if you're there, or, you know, when they're first beginning to walk, and you know how they're wobbly and they fall really quickly, and then they'll get back up and they're wobbly and they'll fall, they'll hold on to something and stuff. What is your role in that? What is your role in that learning experience of the child? Okay. You might be that, you know, if there's sharp stuff around or something, you might want to move that, you know, get stuff out of the way in case they fall, they don't hurt themselves too bad. Well, first of all, you don't stop them from falling. Okay, that's not, you don't always there so they don't, you don't want to do that. Okay, that's actually gonna hinder the learning. Okay, so get first of all, you got to get out of the way. That's the first thing. Move, get out of the way. All right, and then when they finally do take a step or two, you know, how do you feel about that? Like, you're so excited, aren't you? I mean, I know I was with my kids. I was like, oh my God, they took them. I was so excited. I did not pat myself on the back and say, Cheryl, you a bomb ass mother. You know, bomb, because your child just took a first step. First of all, that's not what we do. We don't get full of pride and puffed up and look for the baby to give us accolades for, you know, for teaching them how to walk. Because we know we ain't had nothing to do with that shit. You know, that's not us. That's all the baby, and the baby's ability to learn and grow. You know, we ain't had nothing to do with that. And that needs to be the attitude of instructors in a classroom. When somebody succeeds at something, I don't care how, listen, how interactive and how much simulation or whatever you got going on there. These individuals are learners. That's what learners do. They learn, which ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? That baby will walk, whether you're there or not. Whether you're there or not, okay? That person, that adult, that second grader, that they're gonna learn, okay? It doesn't depend on you and your notes and your degree and all that. It doesn't depend on that, okay? It doesn't. It just does not. All right. Just as your learning, my learning was me, okay? And the effort, the attention, all of that that I put into it, all right? The willingness to get out of the way of my own learning, you know, is what I needed to do, okay? And it's not for me to get out of the way, just for somebody else to get in the way. So the problem with teachers and instructors attempting to take the accountability and the responsibility for learning from the learner, okay? It's like the instructor, I want to be responsible for what you learn, okay? So be quiet and do what I say, you know? It don't work like that. So, but what that causes too is for the student to, they never relinquish responsibility, but they think they do. So if they don't learn, if they don't feel like they've learned anything, whose fault is it? It's yours. Instructor, your materials were trash. The way you teach is garbage. You know, the way you explain things is ridiculous. It's your fault. I didn't learn nothing. Okay. So it's like, okay, the same way. So that's what it is. Okay. That's what it's like. All right. So that's all I wanted to really talk about today. And I, again, wanted to thank you all for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. So, so my radio show, Life Without a Witness, be sure you are there. I think I should know this, right? I think it's every third Monday, Wednesday. This is a damn shame. I'll put it in the chat, okay? I'll be in the description so you can see it if it's not there already. But all right, so that's all I have. But I'll be back with you guys because I also want to talk about when I come back I don't even know what I'm going to call it, but it's the idea that when someone compliments me and I believe it, I believe that I'm smart because they, you know, they said that, and or it reinforces the belief that, you know, I'm smart or you know, tall or innovative or pretty or whatever. Hearing that, if that reinforces my belief, guess what's going to happen if they say, you know, Cheryl, you're short, stupid, and ugly? I'm sorry. You know, what? Listen, if I take this, I got to take that too. If this is true, that got to be true too. Okay. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but so that's got to be true too. So I want to talk. I want to talk about that, especially in light of bullying, you know, and all the bullying and stuff. And I'm not just talking about kids. I'm talking about adults. Okay, adults, right? Now, I didn't see that before. I did not see that before. I see it now, though. Okay, I absolutely do. And it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So, but I'll talk about that next time. Okay, if I remember. All right, I'll see y'all back here again very soon. Okay, have a great night.